but a cheetah. But yeah, so if she were to then be stalking some birds and the birds got scared and flew away, servals are incredible jumpers, and they have a vertical jump up to about 10 feet, which is about as high as a basketball hoop, to catch birds as they are kind of trying to fly away.
Do you have a male and a female?
We do have a male and a female, but they are half brother and sister, and they're both spayed and neutered. We got Bahati. She was born here at our zoo. She was a reject from a litter of kittens. Like mom kicked her out of the nest box for whatever reason, and so the keepers ended up having to bottle raise her. And because they already had basically this really nice kitten at the time, they took the next steps to kind of make her friendly enough to be an education animal. So she's
you've
definitely
been able to train her.
What's that?
So you've been able to train her.
So we train her, yeah. We would never be able to, even if it was a captive born serval, unless they were bottle raised from like just a few days old, we would never be able to put a halter on them like this and bring them out in front of the people. Her parents were, we couldn't even go in with them or anything like that. They were very, aggressive cats. But because she was bottle raised, it doesn't make her like a house cat, doesn't make her like a pet, but we're able to work with her in the way. And if she wants to be affectionate towards us, that's fine, but we don't really expect it of her. I don't go up and just, try to pet her for no reason. Now, years later, we just had Bahati. We had kind of gotten out of the serval breeding game, and Bahati's dad had gone off to live at Zoo Boise, where he fathered more kittens, and just as part of kind of a trade deal, we got one of his new kittens back, and so Bahati got a little brother last year, and she was not very happy about it. And she's still not very happy about it. In the wild, servals would be very solitary and not social at all. And so we had to wait until the other serval was completely grown, and they were both spayed and neutered, and then slowly got them used to each other, because just like introducing a new cat at home, there's a good chance they might not ever get along. We were able to kind of get them to the point where they can cohabitate with each other, but they're still not best friends.
She's looking at your hair, Jack.
She likes the purple.
She's sure interested in what you're doing.
Where are you going? We're not ready to go home yet. Can I fix this? Thank you. Any questions about our serval? Or any of our cats here? Bye.
When's the best time for the lions to be more active later on?
First thing in the morning when we open, or right before we close at night, because that's typically when they're expecting food or that sort of thing. We don't feed them on exhibit, but they get up and active thinking it's about time. Now on Saturdays, I typically do a cat talk at the lions instead of the servals. We rotate every day, and so I try to give them some sort of toys or enrichment or something to get them up and about.
Do you guys feed them where the public can see?
Nope. For the most part, we feed all the cats behind the scenes, with the exception of some training treats or that sort of thing. Mostly because we need to be able to access the exhibits, at any given time. So we use the meet as a way to get the cats to come inside their indoor area so that they can be locked in and we can go out and service the exhibit. We try to make the indoor area a positive place, because they want to come in, and so that's where they get all their best foods and stuff. And then also, let's say like with the lions, I have to really make sure that our mama lion who's on a diet is not eating all the babies' foods, or the babies aren't eating, the big brother's food or something, so we separate them all out and feed them individually, so.
What happened to the two big lions?
So we currently have 4 lions. We have mom and her 3 babies, and the babies were born in 2 different litters, 5 months apart from each other. It was kind of weird. But unfortunately the dad had passed away just right before we opened this year. So we still have 1 big lion. We've got 1 big 400-pound mom out there, and then her 3 kids. Hondo, who is about 17 months old, and he weighs about 250 pounds or so, and then the 2 little girls just had their first birthday this week, and they are about 150 pounds.